that the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, once told a remarkable story. 3 men were traveling through a desert. Suddenly, dark clouds gathered above them, and heavy rain began to pour. Searching for shelter, they hurried into a nearby cave, hoping to wait until the storm passed. But while they were inside, a massive rock suddenly broke loose from the mountain above. It rolled down and completely blocked the entrance of the cave. They were trapped. With no way out and no one to hear their cries, despair began to fill their hearts. Then one of them said, "Each of us should remember the most sincere and pure deed we ever performed, solely for the sake of Allah." The first man raised his hands and said, "O Allah, you know that I was always devoted to my parents. Every night I would bring them milk before anyone else in my household. One night I returned home and found them asleep. I did not wish to wake them, nor could I allow my children to drink before them. So I stood there, holding the vessel in my hands, waiting patiently until dawn, until they woke up and drank first. O Allah, if I did this sincerely for your pleasure alone, then ease our hardship." Suddenly, the rock shifted slightly. A thin ray of light entered the cave, but it was not enough to escape. Then the second man prayed, "O Allah, you know that I loved a woman deeply. After great effort, I finally had the opportunity to be alone with her. But when I approached her, she said, 'Fear Allah.' Those words struck my heart. Out of fear of you, I stepped back immediately and left her, even though I had the power to proceed. O Allah, if I left that sin purely out of fear of you, then ease our hardship." The rock moved further. Now there was enough space that they could almost squeeze through, but still they were not free. Then the third man raised his hands and said, "O Allah, you know that I once hired several workers. I paid them all their wages, except one man who left before taking his payment. Instead of keeping his money for myself, I invested it on his behalf. Over time, it grew into wealth, livestock, property, and more. Years later, that worker returned and asked for his wages. I pointed to all that wealth and said, 'All of this belongs to you.' He took everything without leaving anything behind. O Allah, if I did this purely for your pleasure alone, then remove this hardship from us." And then the rock completely rolled away. The cave was open. The 3 men walked out safely, saved by their sincerity. Then the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, concluded, "The one who holds firmly to truthfulness and sincerity finds salvation."